Hi, Jason Rulo from Assault Fitness here. Most important thing for a newbie coming into the sport, and even people that have a lot of experience, is what kind of gear should I be wearing? Because the wrong gear can make a difference. So what I'm going to review today quickly is which type of gear, from the shoes all the way up to the shirt and even the hat, what type of gear best suits obstacle racing. Now it can vary based on your location, but this is just a generalized thing for most courses. First things first, the shoes. It matters. A lot of times people wear the oldest shoes they can possibly find. Not a good idea. Duct taping them, really not a good idea. You just need to have them cinched on pretty good. If you're worried about them coming off, then find a gaiter or some type of a sock gaiter, and that'll help keep them on there. Duct taping them on is just going to mess things up and keep things more difficult. So, type of shoe. Got a couple different types. I'm going to go over the Icebug here, which is one of the most popular brands for obstacle racing, and show you kind of the differences between it and the Reebok, which is also one of the most popular. Really what you're looking for in any type of a shoe, if you're going to purchase this for obstacle racing and trail running, is a shoe that's going to have a non-absorbing upper and one that's going to allow water to pass through it. A Gore-Tex upper is not a good idea because it will prevent water from getting inside the shoe, but if water gets in through up here, then it's going to fill the shoe like a boot, and it's not going to allow the water back out very quickly. Icebug makes pretty much a nylon upper that allows water to pass through the nylon. It does not have vent holes, so it is kind of a negative. The shoes are light, non-absorbing though. They are kind of expensive, but they're pretty durable as far as shoes are concerned, and they also work pretty well. Now, the difference between this and part of the Reeboks is the tread lug, and I'm going to show you the differences between this. The tread lug here on the Icebug is a much more spread out type pattern, good for trail running, not as good for obstacles themselves. You'll see that there are notches on the outside here to help grip. The rubber is pretty soft, but the fact that there isn't a whole lot of surface area of the actual lugs, not a lot of them, makes it a little more difficult to grip on obstacles. What they do have here is teeth on the instep part. It's a very hard instep. This shoe is actually made for more distance type traveling. So it's a good shoe. It's fairly light, but it's pretty comparable to the Reebok shoe, which is right here. This one's kind of colorful. This is not my shoe. But both shoes are pretty durable in that they're built to withstand obstacle racing. The main difference that you'll find in both shoes is that one, this shoe, this is a Reebok All-Terrain, I believe OR. They have a lot of different types. Don't really worry that much about it. They do have vent holes right here, which will help vent the water, and the mesh on top is permeable, so the water will come through there. One of the biggest differences in the shoe, though, is the lug pattern on the bottom. If you'll see between the two different shoes, the Reeboks have much more lugs. That's going to work better for surface area on obstacles, things like that. They both have grip type things here in the instep of the shoe that'll work well on ropes and things of that nature. That's what they're designed for. But the main key, like I said before, in the choice differences, the Reebok is just slightly heavier, but it does have more lugs. So if you're planning on doing a lot of obstacles, something like Battlefront or something of that nature, the Reebok might work better for you. It's really a matter of preference. Both will grip pretty well. Both permeate water pretty well. So that's good. That's the basis of the feet. But it doesn't end there. So what else do you do to protect your feet? The shoes go on. What goes on between the shoes and your skin will matter. First thing I always do is I lube up my feet. This is Trail Toes. It's basically like beeswax mixed with petroleum jelly. It works really well at staying, not dissipating during a race where you get a lot of water. It could make the petroleum jelly dissipate. So I'll lube my feet up with this prior to putting my socks on. And I've got a couple different kinds of socks that I put on. First sock is an Inji socks or toe socks. Right here, got little toes like a glove for your feet. They also come up slightly higher than like a quarter-length sock, so they're going to stay up during a race. But these go under my compression sock, so that helps obviously with the friction. Any type of movement that happens between the sock and your foot is going to cause friction. That's where the blisters are going to occur. So the Trail Toes will help prevent that. This will give an added level of protection. I've done 4 World's Toughest Mudders at this time, and I have never had a blister ever in an OCR. So that'll give you an idea. The sock that I wear over the top of it is a compression sock, full-length compression sock, goes all the way up to the knee. I wear skins, doesn't really matter as long as you have some type of compression sock. These socks specifically are made to reduce friction in certain areas. It's got a specific thing for the ball of the toe area, heel area. It's got a special thicker cuff, but it is a compression sock, so it does provide added compression all the way up, and it stays up the whole time. It's not going to come down. That's the idea, is that you really don't want it to come down. Now, because I typically wear pants, which is what I recommend, these go up all the way. I'll explain the difference between pants and shorts in a minute, but you generally want to wear pants. This is a Lycra pant. If you're not comfortable wearing Lycra, you can always wear shorts over the top of them. But the idea is that you want something that's non-absorbing, that will protect the legs. I'm all about protection, not getting all cut up. This happens to be Under Armour, but there's a lot of different, you can wear any brand you want. I wear full length. The zip up ankle area allows it to get off a little bit easier after the race. But you want something that's non-absorbing, because anything that absorbs water in an obstacle race is going to make you heavier. Heavy is bad. So Lycra is the best option for pants, shorts, anything like that. It doesn't absorb water, and that's what you're looking for. Anything with cotton is abrasive. It's going to get heavy. You can wear cargo pants, but Lycra is the best option. I'll come back and address thermal regulation and the factors with Lycra and cotton and various things right there toward the end. Moving up, underwear. What do you wear under your pants or shorts? That matters. In my opinion, you should wear some type of biker short, compression short of that nature. Something like this. If you're a female, you can get it shorter. But the idea there is that, one, if you ever have an equipment malfunction, it won't be much of an issue. Two, it will allow you to change your pants and not have to be enclosed in some type of enclosed area. You can just do it right out in the open without being bashful because you have shorts on. So that's the main key there. You can wear a poncho or a dry robe or something over the top to allow for changing, but that pretty much solves that problem right there. As far as bibs, some people pin them right to their pants. I prefer to wear a bib belt or a flip belt. This allows for, you can just hook the bib right to the belt here, put your goos in, whatever. It just allows for a little bit more movement. And then if I've got it in the front and I'm getting ready to climb over an obstacle, I'll be able to spin the belt because it's hooked externally to my body and not actually to my pants itself. So those are just some options for lower body. Upper body, it's really a matter of preference. Understand that Lycra, again, some type of tight-fitting clothing is the best option because it's not going to get snagged on obstacles. It is going to be breathable and not retain a whole lot of water. The key is with obstacle racing is making sure that you don't get cold. The more water that is retained in the clothing, the colder you will be. So, it doesn't matter what the temperature is outside. It can be 85 degrees, and if the clothing that you're wearing is retaining water, it will keep you cooler. It sounds like an oxymoron or oxymoronic thing, but that's the way it works. The water in the actual clothing helps draw heat away from your body, so it keeps you cooler. Wearing long sleeves or wearing clothing that is going to hold a little bit of water, not being, if you're a guy, not being with your shirt off in a cold type environment actually helps you because the water can evaporate quickly off your skin and it's not being held tight. There is an option should you have to deal with thermal regulation, new invention actually of mine, that will help retain heat. So look for it. It's called the Neptune. It's going to be coming out in the end of 2016, and it will help with thermal regulation in the cold weather. However, for the most part, just know that if you wear long sleeves, you will be cooler than if you wear no sleeves, whether it be cold or warm outside. Black will retain heat, so it will make you slightly warmer than lighter colored clothing. So know that those things are optional. I prefer, and usually do, wear sleeves. Helps protect my arms and different things, and if I need to remove them, because they're external sleeves, I can pull them off or pull them down and they'll get out of the way. If I get hot and they're dry, because the race course is a little more dry, I can always pull them off and stick them down inside my pants. We're all good to go there. So, that brings us to gloves. I'm going to explain this quickly. Do not wear gloves. If you're doing a 24-hour obstacle race, gloves might be a good option just to protect your hands. Most racers will lose grip due to gloves, not gain it. It does not help on ropes. It does not help on wet obstacles. Gloves remove your tactile feedback from your fingers. That slows everything down, meaning if you start to lose your grip, you're dead. So my preference is no gloves. No gloves anytime. If you do need something to keep your hands warm, the various things, a product developed by Deanna Blake can help keep your hands warm. You can also pull them off and still use them on obstacles. But no gloves for that matter. So, what else do we need to know? I wear a hat. If you anything on your head, protect your hair, keep your hair out of your eyes. That's a good thing because you are getting wet all the time. The hat will retain water. It will help you keep it cooler as long as it's not a dark color. I typically wear black. That doesn't help me a whole lot in the cool. But all of those things are key. Tight fitting clothing, keeping protection across your whole body. Lycra, non-absorbing water, or at least minimally absorbing water. Keeping your legs protected if possible. Compression socks help keep the blood moving and also protect your feet. NG socks underneath, so 2 layers of socks. Good shoes with good grip, and pretty much you're covered as far as all that stuff is concerned. Some other extraneous type items that you might need when you're out there racing. Towel. It's always good to have a towel. Maybe a seat cover for your car, but if you have a towel with you, this will help. You know, you can remove some of the extra mud. Baby wipes, bring in baby wipes to help wipe yourself off. Even a jug of water to help with that. All those things are extra good things. If it's a sunny day, the type of sunscreen you're going to want to use is Bullfrog. When I lived in Florida, this is a big time deal. Bullfrog's a little bit different. You want to spray. You don't want it on your hands because it won't come off. It's waterproof. It's as waterproof as any of the sunscreens out there. It's slightly different. It's a spray. This one's a spray gel, but you want to use the 50 SPF because it's not going to tan through. You're not going to need to reapply it during a race. You do need to reapply it during a race. Must be one heck of a race. So just remember, waterproof sunscreen. Bullfrog's best option in my opinion. Bring a towel, seat cover, and best thing for the driver, make sure you have a trash bag. You gotta have everything put into an area so it's contained, no leaking water out all over the place. It's pretty nasty. If you have any questions, I'm always available. saltfitness.com. I'll see you out on the course.